All right, let's talk about this. So, the Thunder, the Nairobi City Thunder, came up strong against Equity and they won this game. This is not a typical demolition job as we have been accustomed to seeing with the other teams in the league. And this game was quite exciting and eventful to see. And even in the video that I made previously, I said that the Nairobi City Thunder are the best team in Kenyan basketball. They have assembled a slew of assets, they have a lot of talent, and the recent acquisition of Ariel Okal has put them over the edge, and they're a shoo-in to win the KBF title. And they have continued with their winning streak and have added Equity on the list, on their list of losers. Oh, and their list of wins, yeah. So I mentioned earlier that the Nairobi City Thunder, they have done some serious damage to the other teams they have won, and Equity, they're not looking like a threat that they were last year. I feel like Equity were a threat last year. This roster that they have right now, they don't look a lot of threatening. The guys that we're used to seeing, like, ball out, they didn't look the same. But all in all, they just put in a collective effort to make the game close, and they did exactly do that. Oh, by the way, the photos here are from Hoops Mutani. Make sure to check out his Instagram. He takes very good photos on games. So the Nairobi City Thunder, they are good, and they continue like that. They have been sensational the whole season. The Equity Dumas, they don't look the same as they were last season, and they look to be one of those teams that can be a dark horse team. I know last year it was an all-in season for the Equity Dumas. They made a lot of signings last season, and they didn't pan out as they made the finals and they didn't win. It didn't pan out the way it should have been. But in this game, I saw something that was actually quite shocking. I was following up on the feed of the game, especially when it was going on. I saw a lot of people posting them on social media. I was following K-Hoops in particular, but their stream wasn't the greatest. And K-Hoops released their video highlights. It was 17 minutes. I saw this game prior to making this video today. Today is on Sunday. So I saw some certain thing that was quite glaring. In basketball, there are four quarters. And in the first and second quarter, in the first half, you could see the Nairobi City Thunder were putting their foot down and they were suffocating. They literally like suffocating the Equity Dumas. And at some point, I felt like there was no way this game will come to be close at all, because I'm used to like seeing like in their demolition jobs. I not even make sure I like made sure to like look at like the scores and just look at overall how the game was, just the tempo of the game. And when I was watching this game, I saw the Thunder started off with a bang. They went 9-0 in the first quarter just to start, and they were just hitting their shots the way they used to. Griffo was clicking, the whole roster, they were just moving the ball pretty well. They were attacking inside, they were hitting the occasional three ball, and everything was just moving on all cylinders. Everyone in the squad was just getting involved, and everything was good on the Thunder side. And they carried on. The beat down just carried on. They were making sure that the Equity Dumas didn't have the ball. Even any turnover that was seen in the Nairobi City Thunder team, they were able to control that, and they were able to like just take care of the ball and just play smart basketball as the game flowed. And at some point they were up 20, and Ariel Kal, he made his debut, and they were just getting into their spots. Alier was just playing pretty well. James Mwangi, Derek Olang played well, and especially Dima. He actually had like some very very good plays. And at some point in the first quarter, the game was like 20-4. I just made sure to like, and also Ken Washira was just doing his thing there, and Bosire was literally just carrying this team. He put this team on his back at some point down, especially down the stretch. I just saw like he just went to a somewhat do it myself mode, but he was getting his teammates involved. And one thing I must say is the Thunder somewhat, I can say, put their foot off the gas in the third, because in the first and second quarter, in the first half, they showed out and they were literally like turning. They're turning the Equity Dumas like a roasted chicken, like in the grill, because they were going in far. They was just driving inside. Everything was just clicking, and they were just utilizing like very good transitional offense. And the Equity Dumas, they were stuck in the half court a bit, and any miss shot and any miss possession that the Equity Dumas had at the time, the Thunder made them pay, and they made them pay big time. And there was no stopping it because the game just the game just went to like the Thunder's favor at some point. They went like 20, and the concerning thing that I even saw was in the third and in the second half, somewhat the Equity Dumas were able to withstand that run. They withstood that run at some time. And one thing that scared me was if this team, the Nairobi City Thunder team, are not able to balance out like the tempo of the game. I know they can start off very hot, and somewhat they put their foot off the gas. They feel like they're above, like their point margin is actually quite huge, and they somewhat just put off foot off the gas. And the Equity Dumas kind of realized that, and they loaded up, especially in the third quarter. I saw a couple of turnovers were that the Equity Dumas forced on the Nairobi City Thunder, and they went to the line a couple of times, and they used like the fouls bug. It was actually quite interesting to see that. And when they did that, kind of like tipped the game in their favor somewhat, because they were able to make sure to like get a good stop, and every possession that they had, they were able to like score that. And that thing was it was showing itself, especially drawing fouls and going to the line. I didn't see a lot of going to the line action when it came to the Nairobi City Thunder, because majority of the time they depended on their efficient goal scoring. They made sure to utilize every possession well, and they didn't go to the line as much. They're not drawing a lot of fouls, but the Equity Dumas were drawing so many fouls, and when they did that, somewhat made the game close, because at some point in the third, the game was like 48-34 in the third, and you could see Bosiri just drawing fouls, going to the line. This guy couldn't miss on the line, and he was just scoring them. And the game just slowly, you could just see there were a couple of steals in there, a couple of key steals. Bosiri just going in, scoring. His veteran presence and game showed that they could be able to make a comeback and be able to get back in the game. But like the Thunder just had more guys, more good basketball players in there, and they were able to utilize that. Bosiri continued drawing fouls in there. And with the game going on like that, at some point I saw the lead that the Thunder had continue to get cut slowly. And when I saw that, made me look at this game in a certain way, and it was quite different. And so as the game just progressed, especially in the second half, in the third quarter, even in the fourth quarter, the Equity Dumas just kept cutting the lead slowly. At some point I just felt like this game could be even decided in the last possession, as the effort that I saw. If a team just doesn't back down and just goes right at them, and they're able to take care of and the other team is just able to take care of the ball pretty well and be able to capitalize on the other side. If they get a stop, if the Equity Dumas, the time I saw, when they got a stop, they were able to score in the other side and play some good defense and just force a turnover, or if it's a forced turnover, force a bad shot. And that suffocating defense is something that I saw other teams did not do, because majority of the time it was transition points on the other teams, especially with the team that doesn't have good offense and very bad defense, especially in transition. Of course, the Thunder were going to be able to utilize that and capitalize on that. But when it came down to the last, not even the last quarter, the fourth quarter, I don't say the last quarter, but there were a couple of things that I saw. The Thunder were up 60, and at some point the Equity Dumas were 50, so it was a 10-point spread in the game. And I was expecting to see a couple of things happen. I was expecting to see a couple of stops, especially when it came to the Thunder, just be able to withstand that run and be able to like score. And I was expecting from the Dumas side to be able to like play some solid defense and do that. Just be able to like make the game much more interesting to see. And the fouls, I can say, came and they just came to roost at that point, because the Thunder just they were able to like utilize like the pieces that they had, because they utilized a lot of pieces, especially down the stretch. They have so many good players in there that can be able to like turn up at any point. So anytime like they felt like their starters were kind of they needed to like get some rest a bit, their second unit was still productive, and that's where the depth came in. And there were a couple of possessions that were easily defendable. I can say the Dumas could defend it, but their lack of depth came in and is one of the reasons as to why they were not able to be able to like get the game close, because majority of the time I saw the same players playing from start to finish, and they didn't have like the depth that was quality as compared to the Nairobi City Thunder. So yeah, I mean, and the Thunder just continued the demolition job. And somewhat, I don't want to say like the Equity Dumas exposed them or anything, because I don't think that they exposed anything. The only thing that they showed was a team that is well like organized and structured, and like sticks to like a way that they can be able to like play some offense, can be able to like can be able to take the Thunder on. And at some point, I feel like I felt like if KPA were to match up with them, like the time they're gonna match up with them, they're going to utilize some of the blueprints that they've seen in this Equity Dumas versus Thunder game. So all in all, it was an exciting game to watch. I enjoyed every minute of it, especially when I was watching out the highlights and just keeping in tabs with like the social media, the way people are posting it. And I honestly feel this is a team that can go all the way. Not even can go all the way, they are designed to go all the way. And I feel like this is a team that they're not looking at they're not just looking at winning the or not only the KBF title, and they've cemented themselves as one of those teams that can even possibly go unbeaten. And I don't think there's a team that can be able to stop them. Okay, they have stopped the Equity Dumas. The next stop is like they're gonna play a couple of games before they play KPA, and I feel like even that KPA versus Thunder game is just continue. It's just going to be like it's going to be like a chess match to see who is going to be able to like put up the best starting lineup, and the quality of the bench is just going to dictate how the outcome of this game is gonna pan out. But all in all, I'm excited to see this game. And even the Dumas, they came out strong and they did their thing. They made some very good plays down the stretch, but it wasn't enough to take down the mighty Nairobi City Thunder at the time. So yeah, all in all, very exciting. I can't wait to see like the Thunder versus KPA game, because which was highly anticipated. I make sure to check that to see if that fixture is about. I believe it's like December 9th. And Friday Night Lights, I must say, it was good. And looking at even like the other teams, this is actually a challenge to see if they can be able to like step up a bit. So that's what I got for you guys. So if you guys like the video, make sure to leave your feedback down in the comments on what you think. And I'm out. Peace.